Oh, Dios mío, this got a lot of people ass hurt, and for good reason, by the way, because usually when you think about a Japanese company, you think about innovation, you think about creativity, you don't think about censorship. Censorship comes from America. It used to come from the Soviet Union. Now it boils in California, especially at the American universities who produce garbage of such monumental level that they require censorship so people don't mock and ridicule their ideas. Now, the thing with Square Enix is that a couple of years ago they came out and they said that they have an ethics department. And it's like, well, what is that, right? And the ethics department, it has the HR hag with the ruler, and she measures the tits of fictional characters. This is what she does. This is her life. This is what she gets paid to do, right? It's kind of like one of those police officers in the United States back in the day that would measure the length of skirt of an actual woman. Now, if you do that in real life, you're a misogynistic pig. But if you do it in video games, you're going to get a standing ovation from the decent people of Twitter. Now, here's the reason that a lot of individuals are upset about the concept of the fucking modern audience, right? If it's literally about sensibilities, you can put a slider in the game. Like you can literally have like a video game that would have like different levels of sensibilities, right? Like catering the product for the customer, right? Like if you care about individual freedom as a concept, then you can literally create a product for everybody. Like it is possible. We know how to do it. It has been done in video games. Like for instance, right? If you have a video game that is very gory, and you think that some people don't like that, you can just have a toggle. Mortal Kombat used to have that. So you can have a toggle, and all of a sudden, there's no more blood in the game. There's no more gore, right? The technology is there, but it's not about the modern audience and sensibilities. It's about trying to instill behaviors into people. Like, how do I know this? Because I watch E3. You have developers coming out and saying that this is what it's about. Like, they want to change the world with their video games. In fact, some of them even call their video games a vehicle. Like, it's not an entertainment anymore. It's not just like a product that you buy. No, it's a vehicle for their ideas from their asshole into your head. That's how they're treating it, you know? And I view it to be incredibly disrespectful because I consider myself a grown-ass adult capable of making my own decisions, and I do not want someone else's sensibilities shoved down my ass. Does that make any sense? You know, like these individuals, they go around and they say that art is subjective. Like how can you say that this art is bad? How can you say that this woman is ugly? You can't say that. It's just your opinion. But when it comes to offense, no, like this is what people find offensive. And they hire individuals that are very well paid in order to decide what is offensive, right? So when they say like, oh, well, this is not for a modern audience, they're the ones that are making the decision. They are the audience, right? So like literally the corporation get to create what is considered offensive and what isn't. It's not the public. Like let's cut this shit, you know? It's not grassroots. If it's grassroots, people like the Alex Jones video game, much to the horror and dismay of the people on Twitter. People seem to like the coffin of Ashley and Lele, much to the horror and dismay of the people on Twitter. I love when the people on Twitter are in horror and dismay. All they do is they sit around all day dictating morality, and they're lecturing you, oh my god, this is how you need to be a good, decent human being. This is how we all behave. And whenever the free market decides, in other words, democracy, which they claim to love and worship so much, they notice that they're in the fringe minority of extremists. Like, literally no one agrees with them. It robs them of their power. It sucks away their energy. And that's why they're in horror and dismay, because that's literally all they got. Moralizing. That's it. They have nothing else besides, like, spewing morality to other people and judging other individuals. They do not create, they do not build stuff that they're proud of. No, the lady who made the coffin of Ashley and Lele built something, and she was run over the internet by these people. They're very spiteful individuals. So anyway, you know, like Square Enix, which allegedly is a Japanese company, has gone to the way of Sony. Slowly, step by step. It's not there yet. But given the direction, if they maintain course, they will soon arrive. So they done a mistake. They done a boo-boo. Apparently, they showed this lady, which is from their ethics department, bragging about censorship. And when people from Japan saw, Square Enix now went into damage control mode and removed the page. Now I gotta say, like the concept of an ethics department is not necessarily bad. Because initially I went in order to be like, oh, what the hell is this, right? But apparently, like, the ethics department, what it used to do is, if, for example, a certain expression is unacceptable, they come up with an alternative one. So, for instance, if they're trying to make, like, a sad scene, right? So the writers are creating a scene which is sad, and maybe one of the characters, like, have a different facial expression, which is ruining the moment. Well, you have the ethics department coming in and saying, well, like, this scene is supposed to be sad, so the character shouldn't be smiling. Let's change that. Like this actually makes sense in a way. But that's not what they're doing. They're also talking about stuff which is apparently scenarios, illustrations, designs, which contain prejudice, they're offensive, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, how can you decide offense? Offense, just like art, is subjective. If I can't say that this female character is ugly as sin, you can't decide what is offensive and what isn't. And again, like, it's easily fixed. Like, if you think something is offensive, you can have a toggle. Like, if you think that tits that are too big are offensive, then you can have a toggle which shrinks the boobies. Like, we have the technology, it exists, but it's not what it is about, right? So, just so you know, it's not just the sexuality that they're toning down. I looked at some of the things that were removed from the Resident Evil 4. There is a scene where Leon strangles Ashley. Leon strangles Ada. That is misogynistic, right? Like, how can you have that in a video game about zombies where people die and there is murder, but we draw the line, like, Ada can be shot, that's fine. But if you have, like, that scene where Abby strangles Ellie, if you have that, but you put the character from body type A into body type A, that is misogynistic. Yeah, like that type of thing. Right? There's another scene where Ada has a laser which cuts off her head. So they changed the scenery so that you don't get to see that. They removed a lot of jokes. And again, like the thing that, because I wonder, like, why do I care? Why does it upset me? It upsets me because of the gaslighting. They're literally telling me that I am offended by that, okay? Like, they are telling me that me, my friends, my community are offended by stuff that we are not offended. In fact, we would like to see more. We would pay extra to see that. We want that. Why? Because no one else is doing it. You created a hole in the market. That's why people like the coffin of Ashley and Lele. Because no one else is doing it. And ironically, I remember, like, back in the 90s where every single comic book and every single video game had, like, massive tits in it. Sorry, not the 90s. The early 2010s, right? Like, everything was super saturated with tits and with gratuitous violence. And I was like, oh, God, this is boring. I just... Why is everything need to have, like, skimpily clad boobs in it? And the reason for it is that it was super saturated. Everyone was doing it, right? Now no one is doing it, and I miss that. And I'm pretty sure if everyone started to do it in the future, I would want to change after a while. It's good. Like, change is good. Rotation. Like, being inventive, being creative. But apparently with these individuals that decide for the market, we're not going to have much innovation, are we? Let me know what you guys think, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.